Hey y'all, this is Christine. I just wanted to put up a quick video to share some thoughts and theories on what's going on with targeted individuals, what's going on with me in particularly, and maybe share some valuable information with other targeted individuals, with other TIs. So I wanted to make this quick with regards to a past story about how I got to be here. Here in what I say is right outside of Raleigh in an apartment complex, and in this particular apartment, particularly in this particular apartment. So when my mother signed a lease here, we had picked out an apartment together. We chose an apartment, an ideal location for us, okay? And my mother had her things delivered from approximately 350 miles away. So and we did not get an opportunity to see the apartment before moving in and before the moving van showing up all those hundreds of miles away. So we didn't certainly have an opportunity to turn that van back, okay? So when they were here, we had no choice but to move in. Well, that apartment that we chose was absolutely filthy. It was disgusting. And they had not painted. There was the blue rings around the tubs and around the sinks that had dried on. You know, the cleanser had just dried on, so they didn't even clean the sinks in the tub. The carpeting was filthy, and it reeked. It reeked to high heaven. And in fact, it stunk so bad that after we took our things out, after we switched apartments, they brought in what's called an ionizer to suck out the stench in the air and in the walls and in the carpets because it had permeated throughout that apartment. And it, so, and subsequently, the things that we had to move in there because we had no choice. We didn't know what to do with them. I mean, we had to put them somewhere. Reeked too. So that's how bad that apartment was. And the thing is that this is a reputable company. We had read reviews. We saw the model, so we really thought that these people were above board and would do the right thing. But I think that, they didn't do the right thing because they were told otherwise. I believe that this was an entire setup, a setup to get me into the ideal location for them to be able to be more intensified, to be able to be to intensify the harassment against me. Okay, so the day after, we stayed in a hotel, so we didn't even stay in that apartment, but our things were there, okay? And then the day after, well, actually that very day, the apartment complex suggested it wasn't a suggestion, it was the only other alternative, another apartment in another location that wasn't ideal for us, but we didn't really have a choice. So ended up paying another $1,200 to move approximately 75 feet, okay, into an apartment that again, I believe it was a complete setup, because of me, for me, okay? Because in this particular location, they are able to more directly target with electromagnetic weaponry, with, I guess, electromagnetic radiation, however they're targeting, however they're cooking me from the inside. It's kind of like what happened in California with the wildfires, with directed energy weapons that were used to start those fires. And if you did any research on that, you could tell indeed that the things, just like a microwave does, cooks from the inside. That's how those fires began, so, and a lot of people theorize that it was indeed a result of electromagnetic energy weaponry. So it's all about Agenda 21 and getting the population moved and relocated. And so they're going to continue to, manipulate events as such, okay? In my opinion, this is my belief. But for me as a targeted individual, they wanted me in a more ideal location for harassment, okay? And in this apartment as well, we moved, it was the beginning of March. Everybody that I had ever seen in passing, everybody that I had ever observed getting in and out of their vehicles or going in and out of their apartments has since gone. All new people here, okay? And on top of that, I believe it's it's new people on a rotation basis, okay? Because the cars that I see parked out in front of the building here, are not the cars that I see from day to day. It varies every day. I mean, a whole brand new set of cars in front of the parking lot, in front of our building, in the parking lot rather, on a daily basis. It seems to be evolving, okay, changing. And in addition to that, I see people coming in and out with suitcases. So look, I don't know what's going on here, but I can tell you that, North Carolina in and of itself is a state that is, their slogan is the military-friendly state. So again, I'm not saying that everybody, in the military is, involved in this psychological warfare, demonic program, but I'm sure that there are those that indeed are, and they're highly concentrated here, in this area. So so again, I think that they're rotating people, and because maybe some of the people that they may use, they don't want them to get too close to me or to get to know me or to get to know and understand that I am an innocent person, that I am a good person, that I'm a kind-hearted person, because, I'm sure these people are being fed the lies that, I'm some kind of homegrown terrorist, or, I'm whatever the case may be, in order to convince these people. And some don't even need convincing because they're just evil, wicked people, okay? But those that do may need a little convincing about that they're doing the right thing, by doing their community targeting, their community harassment against innocent people. They what happens is they might develop a conscience, and realize that they're actually harming somebody who, is an old woman that means nobody any harm whatsoever, okay? So then I think that's why they rotate people out and why people are constantly changing out, okay? Because now I've got people above me and people below me, and everybody here is brand new, and everybody here, again, like I said, they're continuously, seemingly, moving people in and out, on a very temporary basis. We're not talking about a year's lease here. We're talking about people that are in and out within a week's time, in terms of seeing, the suitcases and whatnot in and out of here, and seeing different faces and the different vehicles out front. I also wanted to touch on something about Freemasonry and the Freemasonic Lodge. I've kind of put two and two together, and this was just by chance. But in a previous video, I told you all about a lodge that was here, just a few miles from where I am, in the downtown area, and how exquisitely amazing this lodge is, this Freemasonic Lodge is. Well, there's another one just 2 miles down the road, and on top from that, okay, and then and another Taj Mahal, okay. So when you see these things, okay, in the heart of your community, and not only one but two absolutely exquisite lodges like this, you know who runs this town. You know who's in charge of of this city, this area, okay? I mean, okay. So when I first moved here back in March, I signed up for Meals on Wheels. I thought that would be a great way for me to get to know the community, to give to the community, and I love to do those types of things. And I thought it'd be, while I was looking for a job, it would keep me also engaged, okay? So they called back shortly thereafter I had signed up and gave me a schedule and asked me if I could do this schedule. Well, that schedule, I want to tell you, and it just so happened that I found this out months later, and this was, months after the gang stalking in the street theater began, okay? But come to find out, the days that I was doing the Meals on Wheels were the very same days that the Freemasonic Lodge meets. So, just a coincidence? I would have said yes, if I didn't know better, if I wasn't a targeted individual. Okay, so I wanted to share that with you all as well. I wanted to also tell you that Wednesday, I wanted you all to also be mindful of, and I know you all are, of the fact that Halloween is coming up, and so you do realize that this is a culmination, okay, of spiritual wickedness, witchcraft, sorcery, voodoo, hoodoo, curses, vexes, hexes, spells, whatever spells, and and so it's a culmination of that, along with the directed energy weapons, and so they can more intensify the intensity of this evil that they bring upon targeted individuals. And I'm sorry, I'm trying to talk fast because I'm trying to make this quick. So just keep that in mind, because we need to have on the full armor, okay? Yeah, okay. And so I wanted to share that with you all as well, and also just to say that on Wednesday, on my way to work, as well as on my way home from work, as well as when I had to go out for lunch, I needed to get gas and to get a little something to eat. I wanted to tell you that AT&T, the AT&T vans were out in droves. I've never seen anything like it. Every corner, every turn, everywhere I looked, there was a flippin' AT&T van. They were beside me, they were in front of me, they were behind me, they were on the corner, they were coming and going this way and that way. And look, it wasn't like there was some kind of outage or anything, because I have a AT&T, so, okay. I just thought that that was quite odd. But again, I believe that they're starting to, anything that they can do to frighten you, to keep you in a very paranoid state, they are going to do, okay? This is part of their targeting. And so, yes, things are beginning to, just get a little more dicey around here, and that's how it does. That's what happens. That's how it goes. It comes and goes in flows and waves. They'll back off a little bit, and then they'll charge right back in. But while they're backing off on the gang stalking, the street theater, the torturing voices, okay, they back off on that, but then they intensify the electromagnetic radiation. You can feel it. Okay? And so I just wanted to share those things with you all, just to let you know where I am, that I'm still alive, and I'm hanging on, okay? I'm holding on, and I'm just trying to stay strong and keep in the peace of Christ Jesus. And so that's what I have to share. And God bless you all in Jesus' name. Be well and be safe.